After 3 successful seasons, which very much set the groundwork of Doctor Who, plans were afoot for a 4th season of what was now one of Britain's favourite TV shows. William Hartnell's health was now in steep decline. This had become such an issue that in many episodes around this time, the First Doctor barely appears and is practically reduced to that of a cameo character. The companions were starting to take an increasingly active role in the story, as for large chunks of the story, the Doctor would be incapacitated in some way. Doctor Who Season 4 began airing on the 10th of September 1966. Innes Lloyd, the producer, had been struggling with Hartnell's difficult attitude on set and his worsening health. Innes Lloyd soon came up with a game changer. He decided to recast Hartnell in favour of a younger actor. This idea was groundbreaking. It completely redefined the show. Obviously, there's more to the conception of the idea than what I've said, but if you want to find out more, then I suggest you find out more online. There is a ton. This idea, known on screen as renewal and later regeneration, is a key part of Doctor Who's very DNA as a programme, and also helped keep the show on the air, which wouldn't have been possible had Hartnell stayed. The first story of Season 4 was The Smugglers, a run-of-the-mill historical that is missing in its entirety. This story is only really remembered by the hardcore Doctor Who fans. There isn't really much to comment on here, but it was the next story that people remember. The 10th Planet featured the first appearance of the Cybermen, a foe that would continue to threaten the Doctor and the wider universe for many more years to come. The Cybermen would soon become one of the most popular adversaries in the show, even rivaling the Daleks. However, unlike the Daleks, whose opening story sparked a national sensation, the Cybermen were not treated to such affection straight away. The 10th Planet, while a well-written story, does feel a tad underwhelming when you focus on the Cybermen. With the knowledge that the Cybermen would appear in many more stories, the 10th Planet cannot help but feel a bit empty. The Cybermen are creepy and sinister, the design is utterly fantastic, but there was a lot to juggle with this story, and as a result, the Cybermen feel a bit undercooked. The 10th Planet also featured the first on-screen regeneration, a landmark moment in the show's history. The moments leading up to the regeneration are brilliantly written. The regeneration is brief, but despite the technological limitations of the time, it still looks pretty good. And so Hartnell was gone, and now Patrick Troughton was the Doctor. That concluded the First Doctor era. Through its 3 and a bit seasons on air, Doctor Who captured the public's imagination and completely redefined what television could do. Numerous writers, actors, directors, floor managers, and anyone else in television have been inspired by Doctor Who in some way. The stories carry weight, even today. The effects and the visuals may be mocked, but the stories cannot age, and a lot of them still engage viewers today, many of whom weren't even around when the stories first aired. William Hartnell would later appear in The Three Doctors in Season 10, to mark the 10th anniversary of the programme, but in a very limited capacity, due to his failing health. It is still brilliant to see Hartnell again, and really demonstrates his dedication to the role. Hartnell passed away in 1975 after a long illness. When writing the 20th anniversary special, The Five Doctors, the 4th Doctor was initially supposed to have a large role in the story. However, Tom Baker declined the offer to appear in the special. The 4th Doctor ended up appearing only via as yet unused footage from the unaired story Charlotte from 1979. As a result of the 4th Doctor's limited appearance in the special, it was decided the 1st Doctor's role in the story would be massively increased. Richard Hurndall, who had recently appeared in Blake 7, another BBC science fiction series, which shared many crew members of Doctor Who, was soon given the role of the 1st Doctor. Richard Hurndall plays the role quite differently to Hartnell. He's much more mobile and active in the story, but the basis of the character is unchanged. Hurndall doesn't really get enough credit, and he did an excellent job, especially under the circumstances. The First Doctor continued to exist in the form of books and comics. Such forms of media became increasingly important and sought after during the Doctor Who wilderness years of the 1990s. But the First Doctor has since been referenced many times in New Who, appearing via reworked archive footage in episodes such as The Name of the Doctor, which aired in 2013, a wonderful way of paying tribute to the very beginnings of the show. In 2013, Mark Gatiss, a long-time fan and writer of Doctor Who, wrote An Adventure in Space and Time, a biopic about the origins of Doctor Who. It aired on November 21st, 2013 on BBC Two as part of the year-long 50th anniversary celebrations. David Bradley, a well-known and highly respected actor, was cast in the role of William Hartnell. Bradley had appeared in Doctor Who itself, in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, and in 2010 in the Doctor Who spin-off The Sarah Jane Adventures. David Bradley was utterly brilliant as William Hartnell. Not only is there a resemblance in terms of appearance, but Bradley's performance was also very good. Several years later, David Bradley would appear in Doctor Who, once again as the First Doctor. Since the airing of An Adventure in Space and Time, such a possibility had been practically begged for by some fans. David Bradley appeared at the end of The Doctor Falls, the Series 10 finale. David Bradley then appeared in the very next episode and Peter Capaldi's final episode, Twice Upon a Time. It's a strange episode. Capaldi's final episode being a multi-Doctor story feels a bit off when the episode should really focus on the 12th Doctor while it can. Irrespective of the quality, David Bradley was fantastic as the First Doctor. David Bradley has also since appeared in Big Finish Audios as the First Doctor, helping to once again bring that special era of television and storytelling back to life. Box sets and series featuring the First Doctor are regularly released, and perhaps the First Doctor has gone through something of a modern renaissance. Without William Hartnell's magnetic performance, there wouldn't be a Doctor Who or any of its numerous spin-offs. The very show and the spin-offs, Big Finish and anything else to do with Doctor Who are all linked with William Hartnell and those first 3 seasons or so of the greatest show in the galaxy.